Season's over. They lost 2 games. It's the end of the world. I don't know. Pack it in, folks. It's over.
Hell yeah.
But of course, you want to be part of the show, you can hit us up on all the social media platforms. You can help us out by leaving a like on this video. If you want to get your stuff to the front of the line, you can do so with a small donation known as a super chat. If you don't want to give Google a cut of the super chat, you can give it directly to us at Venmo at Tealtown USA. It's the Pucknologists. It's me. It's AJ. It's, it was a week of Sharks hockey, and it did not go, I think, the way that I expected it to do.
Really?
Well,
I think if you look at the week, 1-1-1, and 1-1-1, and I would think if you looked at the week on paper last Sunday, you would go probably 2-1.
Yes.
So, instead of 4 points, you got 3. And let's be honest, at some point, we will blame one of those points on Warsaw.
Yes.
But, that's...
You
know what? You want to surprise me? You want to earn it back, boys? Beat Colorado on Wednesday. Then I'll be impressed.
That's it. I think it's like the thing that surprised me was just how quickly, everything kind of turned on social media.
How is that surprising today?
Because it surprises me because I don't know. I just think that
that shit turns on a dime.
I know, but I just think given what the Sharks have done this season, it was crazy to be like, well, that's the season.
I appreciate your optimism, but as somebody who has lived with social media for more than a day and a half.
Well, don't get me wrong. I've been there too.
Yeah, but it's every little thing is overanalyzed, magnified, completely taken apart and reconstructed. And this is why the Sharks will never make the playoffs again. You know what I mean? Yeah. In their history, ever again. Oh my God.
I don't know. It just surprised. It just surprised me though, given we've seen them have some bad. I mean, we'll get to it. I'll get there. I don't want to jump ahead here. Let's talk about the Sharks win.
They had a couple not great games. What are you going to do?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I never, it didn't seem like the climate had turned so quickly.
Well, did you know that this was the first time in the history of the Sharks that they had 2 kind of meh games?
All right, let's get to it. The Sharks start the week off the right way. They get a 5-2 victory over the Vancouver Canucks, who are just absolutely... I don't know, man. The Canucks are bad, and they should feel bad.
I don't understand how that team hasn't been relegated. Dude.
Could you imagine?
Oh, yes, I could. That's what I'm saying, dude. They are not good.
It's crazy because, the game before, I think the game before, they played the Rangers, right? The Rangers was the last game they played before this one. And it's back-to-back teams where you thought probably just, the season was probably last season was a hiccup and they would figure something out, but it didn't work out for neither team. They're both just absolutely ass still.
Well, I think I was also kind of excited to see them use this Canucks game as a continuation of how they just completely pummeled the Rangers, but it was this is the Sharks team. This is what you expect to see from a team that is on the come up. You want to see them beat the worst team in the East and then follow that with beating the worst team in the West. Now, I would then have understood if Sharks social media had collapsed had they lost both of those games. Then it's okay, we're never making the playoffs again. But they did what they were supposed to do. Not only did they beat both teams, they beat them handedly. I would go so far as to say that 5-2 makes that Canucks game seem closer than it was.
Yeah, it really was. Shark Slash asking, would be kind of awesome if there was relegation. Is there any league that does? Actually, the Swedish Hockey League does for sure. I don't know about the Finnish hockey. I think Liga and the SHL for sure. I'm not sure about others. Those are ones I know for sure off the top of my head.
Well, if you're in the Finnish league, you're literally finished.
Yeah, that's true.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
I tried.
So the SHL and Liga are the two that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there's others. Going back to this game here, Celebrini gets his 27th of the season. Gaudette scores. Toffoli gets on the board. Will Smith continues his tear, and John Klingberg getting a goal despite being awful.
Probably the last goal you're ever going to see in a teal uni, my friend. With any luck.
God, please.
I mean, dude, they chased Lankinen at the 6 minutes in. They've already chased out the goalie. And for me, and I have it in the notes, this was the game that Askarov needed, or Askarov, depending on what part of San Jose you live in. This was a game he needed, because he has not, I mean, if you listen to the show for any of the last few Sundays, the numbers have not trended in the way that we're hopeful of.
Right.
This was a game where he showed up, looked great, again, against an inferior opponent, but that's the thing. That's the game you want to see. He comes out 9-20 against a crappy team. I'm fine with that. And the other thing I wanted to call out, this might have been the worst night Alex Wenberg has had in the faceoff. Whole 1 for 11 to start, finished 3 for 17.
Yeah, not good.
Horrible. And then whereas Celebrini, no biggie, 4-point game. Can we just put his name on the heart now? Like, I'm sorry. Let me just derail this for a second.
But you didn't hear at the start of the show the season's over. He can't win the heart. They're not making the playoffs.
You can still get the heart. But it's I want to derail for a second, because I'm, again, I know it happened a couple of weeks ago where there was a whole bunch of heart chatter.
Yeah.
And then it seemed to have died down a little bit. And then for some reason, earlier in this week, it started to come up again. And I'm sitting there going, how is this still a debate? I'm sorry, but as great as McDavid and McKinnon are doing, that's great. Who is McDavid playing with? Just a defenseman who's averaging a point per game. Literally, Bouchard has more points than the top 3 Sharks defensemen combined. He's playing with Leon Draisaitl.
Yep.
Okay? He has talent there that he is able. I think you can make an argument that if McDavid is not with the Oilers, they're still maybe wild card bubble. There's hope for them.
Yeah.
Colorado. Dude, Nate McKinnon, there is so much talent on Colorado. Not to mention the fact probably plays with the NHL's best defenseman.
Mm-hmm.
If McKinnon is not on this team, they're still going to the playoffs.
Likely.
I'm sorry?
Yeah. Oh, no, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. If Celebrini is not on the Sharks team, they're bottom 5, probably bottom 3.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So if we're judging, if we're adjudicating the heart on what it's actually, most valuable to their team, I don't understand how this is even continuing to be spoken about. It's the debate's over. It's Celebrini.
Yeah, and it's definitely an award where people definitely like their narratives too. It's a narrative award, and I think that's going to be a very.
But did the narrative I just give not win it for him?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think he's going to get a lot of love in the heart vote, because
he better
narrative based vote. I think people are going to look at that for sure. The Sharks were just the better team here. They came out, they chased the goalie. It was another game though where, kind of like the Vancouver game, the Rangers game. Sorry, kind of like the Rangers game, where I thought as the game continued, the sloppier it got. I mean, yeah, they won handedly, but I thought they played really, really sloppy in the later parts of this game, like they did against the Rangers. And this is going to come back to be a point.
Cat with food, though?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that. It was like, oh, we got an early lead. We're feeling ourselves. All right, let's fuck off a little.
Yeah. Which would lead us to the next game, where the Sharks would lose 4-3 in overtime.
Speaking of fuck off,
to the Edmonton Oilers after they led 3-0 going into the third period.
That's the only time this season they've pissed away a 3-goal lead.
Yeah, it's the only this is the one thing that I said a lot this season was this is the one thing they weren't doing this year was taking games like this and just pissing them away at the end, where they did this all the time last season. And in this one, I mean, obviously, look at the Sharks come up. They score twice in less than 100 seconds of play. They score twice. Celebrini has 90 assists with the club. He did in 122 games. Joe Thornton did in 79 because he's Joe Thornton. That's expected. And Joe Thornton came to a much better team, if we are being fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought Askarov was really good. The numbers don't love, an 875, whatever, but I think Askarov was good this game, and I think that he was let down by the team in front of him, the coach, everyone. Everyone let Askarov down except for me. I was cheering him on.
He finishes with an 875 save percentage.
Yeah,
but what that doesn't say, you wish there would be some sort of asterisk. Is, oh, by the way, goals 2 and 3 came because they went 6-on-5, right? Yeah. Before then, Askey was throwing at 974.
Correct. Yeah, he was great, and the team let him down. And I think this is there's a lot to go through here, but I think this is kind of thing what I was kind of talking about, the last game where they kind of got sloppier in the last two against the Rangers and against Vancouver. This is where it really came back and bit them. Because against a team like this, where you have guys on the other side that can absolutely take over a game, which is exactly what happened. McDavid, Draisaitl, they took over this game at the end. And look, I mean, you can't. It was kind of it was a deserved outcome, because I think that the Sharks had played with their foot against not great teams a little bit, and I'm I don't like the way this game ended, because I think Askarov deserved so much better. But at the same time, there's a part of me that's yeah, okay, good. Maybe you'll learn something from this, because I thought that they would get out to early leads those last two games, and then they got really sloppy as it continued. And it's something that you're not going to find success with, especially the later you get in the season. You can't do this, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you get those first two goals in 95, and at that point, it's kind of all right, we are playing one of the best in our division. We've already done ourselves a huge favor. We need to figure out how to put the gas through the floorboard of this car and really silence everybody in this building. And to what you're saying, it was oh, okay, we're feeling ourselves. The last two games we've fucked off and still won handedly. And, well, hell, we've already scored 2 goals and we're not even 2 minutes into this. Let's see how else we can screw off. And then, and it just kind of, slowly. And then you look at the shot counter, and it was 30, ending 32-20 after the 2 previous games. You would handedly outshot your opponent. This one, it's ooh, you got pee-pee slapped on this one.
Yeah.
And then, and to let it get to overtime, those 6-on-5s were not good.
Yeah. So, Sharks, do you think Edmonton wasn't playing harder against us because they wouldn't need to and turned it on at the end, and we didn't know what to do? I
don't know. McDavid certainly turned something on.
I think the one thing when you're Edmonton in general has had some really shit starts to hockey games lately. That's something that I was kind of just looking around to get more information to see what's going on with Edmonton as this game started and the way it was going for the Sharks. And it's so what's going on with the Oilers here? So it's kind of just poking around, and this has been a trend for them. But I think when you're a team like Edmonton and you have guys like McDavid and you have guys like Draisaitl, and you you kind of have that comfort knowing that those guys can flip a switch and go. And they've done this. I mean, this team's been to back-to-back Stanley Cup finals, and a big part of it is because those guys can just take over a series and win it single-handedly, despite their goaltending, despite their defense, despite everything.
And did they just waive a goaltender today?
Yeah, they waived Calvin Pickard because I think Connor. I mean, again, it's a situation where Connor Ingram's come and he's given them pretty decent goaltending compared to what Pickard's given them. They have 3 guys with Tristan Jarry there now too. So Calvin Pickard, I think, was always going to be the odd man out there. John, I'll get to your thing in a second here. The thing that bothers me the most is that there's a couple of things, and this is, to me, this is just coaching malpractice. Now, I understand that Tyler Toffoli was under the weather, right? So him going out late in that game, not coming back, that was problematic, and that definitely gave him.
Well, now wait a minute. He missed most of the second or all of the second, and then came back in the third.
I don't think he played much in the third at all, though. Like, he was really sick. So
okay. So either way, you weren't getting anything from him.
You weren't getting anything from him, right? But the problem is, though, is like there was a play where there was the empty net, and Macklin Celebrini just could not get to the puck. Why? Because he was absolutely gassed. Remember that. That's going to be important in a minute. So
this will be on the test.
This will be on the test, right? So I think it's just like, and I understand you want to get Mac out there because you don't really have much going on. Like, again, like Mac's kind of the thing, but the problem is like Mac can't do everything. He can't play against everybody on the Oilers. And I think
going back to my heart argument, but go ahead.
They overplayed him in the last stretch of the third period, leading to those goals. He was absolutely gassed. I think you get to the overtime, and they go with Wenberg, Ferraro, and who was it?
Liljegren. Because Lil was the one who, his turnover led to the OT winner. I still. And I know Shang did a thing with I want to say Jesse Granger about historically when it comes to 3-on-3 overtime, no team has really been able to solve the Rubik's Cube that is Draisaitl, McDavid, and Bouchard. And I'm with all due respect, I don't fucking care. Don't put for 2 defensemen and Wenberg out there. Like, I get it now. Wenberg is usually a guy who can come up with a key face-off, and once he gets it, you get his ass off the ice and you put somebody else out there.
Sure.
But to what you were saying earlier, how you don't start this game with Smith, Celebrini, and I'm not sure, pick your poison. Wenberg, maybe? Maybe you go 3 forwards, but one that's a bit more defensively responsible. But in no situation, and the thing is, Warsaw has been bitten by this shit before.
Yeah.
He did this shit early in the season where he put out, who, what, and why against, top talent, thinking, oh, well, if they can just survive that, if they can just survive for 90 seconds. And it's like, and then what happened? 20 seconds, boom, game's over.
Yeah, well, because they overplayed Celebrini. So the reason why Celebrini didn't start was because he probably wouldn't have been able to skate. So yeah, the plan was to survive until the thing. But the thing is,
he could catch his breath.
But the problem is, like, imagine being the San Jose fucking Sharks and thinking you have the horses to shut down McDavid, Draisaitl, and Bouchard 3-on-3. Not just shut them down 3-on-3. Now, look, I know Shang did the article. I read it too, and whatever. Shang's entitled to his opinion, but to me, it's just fucking teal bootlicking.
I mean, we're entitled to disagree.
I vehemently disagree.
Yeah.
And again, this goes back to because here's the thing. So if you're even remotely thinking, okay, well, Ian, you're not an NHL coach, whatever. Okay, so let's break this down. The puck turns over and Mario Ferraro's on a breakaway. That's the guy who's going to win the fucking game in overtime for you. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, I was not. Now that, my friend, I could understand why social media lost their shit when they saw
Yes.
the starting three going out for overtime in that situation. I was very much kind of like, that was a facepalm moment if there ever was one for me, that I just went, oh my God, are you kidding? Like, and did, if let me see, I'm trying to run it back. If memory serves, Warsawski did not use his timeout in this game.
No, and that's the other thing too, where we're kind of like another thing where it's been a common criticism of Warmersovsky is that when the game goes sideways and you probably want to just slow it down a minute and call a timeout, he's like, nah, we're fine.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to use those timeouts. And to me, that's a situation. Even
Yeah.
if you've gassed the hell out of Celebrini, all right, then use a timeout. Or you know what? Feign an equipment problem with your goalie. It's certainly, you know,
Yeah.
who was the goalie that have it was that shit with Bennington where the guy was like hiding behind and was given
Yeah.
like an hour and a half.
Oh,
Or
one
there
time you're
was
saying
somebody.
he did use it. I don't remember. Did he use it? I don't recall.
Ooh. Oh, I don't know. Well, again, feign equipment issues.
Um, asking. Okay, so the something that we didn't bring up is the Sharks had a disallowed goal in
Oh,
the third period.
and
This was
Juan saying that it was used on that no goal.
um
Okay.
okay, yeah, that's fair. No, I wouldn't have challenged it. That was goaltender interference. It wasn't even close. It was absolutely textbook goaltender interference.
Yeah, but
I have no issue
who's
with that because the thing is Ingram goes like Ingram makes the save, so his stick's already on the outside, and then it was a stop check, I believe, goes through the stick and pulls him out of position. Like there was no way the Sharks were going to get that call. They were just going to end up shorthanded.
well, who? God, I'm trying to remember. Who was there was a whole big brouhaha, if
Mhm.
I can invoke a little French.
Yeah.
But there was a whole big thing about some goaltender like taking forever, and everybody was wondering how that wasn't a delay a game.
It was after the fight in the Florida game with Bobrovsky.
Yes. Okay. So again, yeah, feign equipment problems. If they're going to allow somebody to take that long, but anyway, I digress. It's again coaching malpractice, as
I
you
think so.
said.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Dude,
it was an absolute coaching malpractice.
this is one of those ones where it's like when Warsawski comes up after certain games, and it's like, well, it's a teachable moment, and we got to learn from this and move on. Well, Ryan, learn from your own words.
No.
Hopefully this was a teachable moment for you, and you get some sort of tattoo or a coach on the bench that goes, next time you try this shit, they go, did it already, didn't work, try again.
Yeah,
Let's go best on best.
again, and so I mean, obviously, Liljegren turns the puck over. Oilers end up putting it into the net. It is what it is, man. It was a shitty way like this. I was probably the most angry I've been at a Sharks game this year. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that's one that I think you need to, if you're one of those people that have a calendar, the entire season on a calendar, and you color it one way when they win and another one when they lose. This one, I think you color it a little bit of one, a little bit of the other, and going, this really wasn't getting beat by the Oilers. This was this was
they beat themselves.
stealing. Yeah, it was stealing. A loss from the jaws of victory.
Yeah, it's so frustrating loss, and I think if this game doesn't end the way it does, I think this next game doesn't. Maybe like people are less. Maybe they're not on the ledge after this next game against Calgary. I just want to get to John here quickly before we move on here. He says, I don't see how Regenda and Skinner, you sit Regenda and Skinner and play Goodrow, Stopchuk, and Reeves, at least try to cycle players in and out. When Sherwood starts, who sits? I mean, that's a really good question. I think Skinner has absolutely fallen out of favor with this group, like with this coaching staff.
I honestly feel like it's basically the last couple of weeks. It's like, hey, we just need to get to the 31st and get those trade protections undone for Skinner and Klingberg.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if we don't see Skinner's name in the news tomorrow.
Yeah, Skinner. Yeah, I just think Skinner's fallen out of favor. Regenda is a guy who's given them offense, and I was kind of surprised to see him sit because I do think that like this Oilers team isn't going to beat you up. I don't like. There's a lot. Brian Reeves is playing a lot of fucking games lately, man.
Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, that this is particularly a game that I put Reeves in. Yeah, I would agree with you. I would. Did Reeves play against the Flames?
Pretty sure. I'd have to go back and double check.
Like that's a game I would have put him in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was there. I'd have to go check.
But against the Oilers, no. That's a talent game. I don't know.
Yeah, I just it doesn't make sense to me. Obviously, the way like say the Oilers game still has me mad. Yeah,
I mean, how can you? Well, you know what? They got 2 more before the Olympic break, so let's see what happens.
Yeah,
if they don't now, here's okay. You want to know? Oh, right. Let's play the game. That's so Sharks, ladies and gentlemen. The Sharks have 2 games this week. It would be That's So Sharks if they lost to Chicago but beat Colorado.
yes.
Hell yeah.
So the Sharks would follow that up with a 3-2 loss against the Calgary Flames, where they were outshot 40-2 to 25.
Well, and let's just put a log on that fire for a hot second.
Mm-hmm.
Their last 2 games collectively outshot 74 to 45.
Yeah, but against the Flames, man.
Yeah, that's
Flames. What are we doing here? Will Smith gets his 16th of the season. Adam Gaudette gets his 13th in this game. Alex Nedeljkovic was fantastic in this game, though.
Oh, dude was on fire.
Again, like if you want to get like the goalies are completely off the shit list this week. There's nothing that either guy could have done differently to make these games go differently. Like he makes 39 saves of 42 shots. Like insane, right? Notable to this game, Muka Madulin comes back into the lineup. Yay.
Well, hold on. Before you move on from Ned, not only 39 of 42 for a 929, but let's also take into account there was a shorthanded goal that shouldn't have even happened.
Yeah.
You know, and you really can't even hang that one on Ned.
Oh no, the puck comes off, like the puck bounces off the boards, and Ned has to go left to right to get into position, and leaves the 5-hole open, and it's just a bang play. Like there's nothing. If you blame that on Delkovich, I don't know what to tell you, because the human body does not move the way you want it to move to make sure that 5-hole does not open. Dan Lotus asking here, why did we lose a 23-year-old 6'4" right shot defenseman? We'll get there. That's coming, I promise. Yeah, I mean, the score makes this game look like it was really close, but it was not. Like the Sharks got to work. There was a power play. Actually, I'm glad you brought up the power play though, because like there was a power play where I don't think the Sharks won a single race. Like they just got outplayed this game, and there's no polite way to put it, and it's against a team where I don't think that the Sharks should be getting outplayed. Like I don't think the Sharks are a great team. I think that they've benefited from having Macklin Celebrini and playing in an awful division. That is why the Sharks are where they are, and I have no illusions about that. But
some resurrected defense. I would also say that there are a couple pieces on. I don't know that a lot of people pegged Wenberg to have the season that he's had so far.
Yeah,
but for me, it's that blue line.
But Macklin Celebrini's like accounted for 50% of the team's offense.
Well, yeah, but I just sit there and I'm totally focused on that blue line, and I'm just seeing like Klingberg get pyloned, Orlov making boneheaded turnovers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, Mike, I cannot wait for you to like, I know there's not a forward that you're not happy to get. If you claim Pickard, we're going to have words.
I don't, they have too many. They don't even have room for him on the Barracuda. Like that's how chock full of goaltenders they are.
But you get my point where it's just, oh my God, can we focus on the defense?
Yeah. Yeah. It's bad.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah. They lost because of a shorthanded goal, which is not great. But like I said, like even there was I don't like a couple of power plays I feel like where they did not win a single race for a puck. You're on the power play. How are you losing races? Like you outnumber the other team and they're still winning all the races to the puck. Like I don't
Dude,
understand.
go back and look at the highlights from that shorthanded goal. It's like there's one flame
Mm-hmm.
and 5 sharks all just kind of standing around
Just
in the
standing around.
slot, just kind of like, here you go. It's right there, the net. It's over there. Here you go. Have at it.
Yeah. Jerry coming in with the super chat, $2 super chat. Thanks for the awesome coverage as usual. We appreciate you, Jerry. Thank you for helping us keep the lights on by
Hold on. Hot Wheels in the chat saying, is Ned hurt? Well, I mean, if he is, you couldn't fucking tell by the numbers he put up yesterday.
So the reason he's asking that is because at the very end of the third period, Nedeljkovic went down the tunnel quick. It looked like he had pulled something, and I thought groin for sure. And then he came back in. So I don't know if it was just a cramp or something, but that is concerning because
okay,
again,
Hot Wheels, you want to know if Ned's hurt? We'll find out if Pickard is taken tomorrow.
Claimed off waivers. Oh, jeez. Teal Curtin saying the power play is predictable and they try to make the pretty perfect play. They need to just shoot the fucking puck and see what happens.
Okay,
I think
let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
How many fucking years have we been saying exactly that?
Yeah, I think here's the problem though. Like just the mindset in the NHL now is like guys, and it kind of bears out why the shooting percentages is kind of precipitatively dropped because NHL players don't really just shoot the puck to shoot the puck anymore. Like they take perfect shots. That's just the trend league wide. The problem with the Sharks power play is it's like everything else on the team. It goes through Celebrini. So the problem is you see a lot of the problem with the Sharks power plays is when the puck, they try to get the puck to Celebrini. And of course they know that's where the puck's going and it gets broken up. I think that they need to trust a few other pieces on that thing, like Will Smith, for example, to just shoot the fucking puck. Mm-hmm. Like I want those guys to shoot the puck more, obviously. I do think like anything else, like it goes through Celebrini and everyone's, it's February 1st. Everyone now knows what the Sharks offense goes through.
Well, there was was it like 10 games or whatever that PP1 had like 1 power play goal, but PP2 had like 4 over that stretch, despite getting a considerably less amount of time out there.
And this is the other thing too. Like, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because to what you're saying, everybody's so hyper. Well, shit, we shut down Celebrini. What's the problem? We should be good.
Yep. The other thing too that annoyed me this game, you want to talk about coaching malpractices, is you look at the amount of time the fourth line played compared to the third line is almost equal. It is ridiculous. And again, I don't know what you're expecting Ryan Reeves to do out there playing almost 10 minutes a fucking night.
Well, do you think Sherwood's going to get in before the break?
Maybe. They have the spot now. So
yeah, but at this point, I'm just kind of like, is it worth it just to get him in for 1, maybe 2 games? And then to have a 3-week break?
I selfishly want to see it just so I can see what they got.
All right. See if he makes Reeves expendable.
Yeah, I just want to. I just want to see because I've seen Sherwood play a couple of times, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what he brings to this lineup. Again, so yeah, Nedeljkovic goes down at the end of the game. He said, like, sounds like it was fine though, but that did scare the shit out of me because I think if that was a problem, I would maybe be one saying, "Hey, season's over."
We'd be talking you off the ledge.
You probably would, right? Because I know it, and I would have felt terrible because like I always bring up like when people are like, "Oh, what's Nedeljkovic's value?" And I'm like, well, he is kind of injury prone. Like he's not a guy who's going to play more than 30 games. Like I felt I was terrified there for a minute that I had caused it with putting the bad juju into the world.
But, well, that finishes off the week for me. Anything left on this before we move on?
No, I mean, it is like not a good game. I think that again, like there's some coaching things that I don't understand. I'm not fire the coach, obviously, but there's some things where I was left shaking my head this week, especially when they just couldn't find any answers against the Flames and the way that the Oilers game ended.
Yeah. Well, okay, here's what. So started the week off with a great win.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get that kind of, all right, not the team's fault, more on the coach, but you get, you still picked up a point. And then for whatever reason, you give up that many shots to Calgary, just like, oh, my Lanta. Let's see what the response is in Chicago tomorrow.
Yeah.
I want to see that, okay, 2 goals in the first 5 minutes type of response. I want to see. So I'm really interested to see who they put in net, because you had Askarov look really good versus Vancouver. I thought looked really good against Edmonton. Again, it took 2 6-on-5s to get one past him after the first goal. But then again, Ned had a really good game, but against a meh opponent. But also, as you were saying, we don't know his health at this point. But
he says he's fine. He said it was like a minor cramp that it cleaned itself up during the TV timeout. So he says he's fine.
Who do you go with then? With thinking that it's like, okay, you're going to play a bottom feeder and you're going to play the best in the league. Who do you put in net versus those?
I think you get them both a game. I think you start Askarov next game and you start Ned against Colorado.
Oof.
Ned's been the better goalie of late, man.
I was going to say that, and that's what I was saying is, or no, I wasn't saying anything. Is what I was thinking. That's kind of what I was thinking. I would go that way as well. Because the other issue is, what if Askey has like an awesome game against Chicago?
If he has an awesome game against Chicago, then whatever.
He has an awesome game against Chicago. His previous 2 games, really good. His confidence is up. My thing is that if Colorado beats up on Ned early for any reason, again, we're going to get into coaching malpractice. If Colorado gets up 3-0 in the first period, you pull Ned. You don't let him sit there and take it.
No.
So that's my thing, is I don't want to see Warsofsky sit on his hands if things look bad early against Colorado, especially if Askarov had a great night against Chicago.
Yeah, I think it like that. If Askarov is absolutely out against Chicago, then you probably go back to him, because I think they're grooming him to be the starter, and that is what a starter does. Right?
I don't know if you know this, Yaroslav, but starters play back-to-back games. When there's a day of rest in between.
So I think that does, but I think if I'm Warsofsky, I've probably got both goalies penciled in for one game, and then if Askarov plays against Chicago and is absolutely lights out, then you probably go back to him. But if he's just fine, then I think you play Ned the next game.
Completely agree. All right. We kind of mentioned injuries.
Yeah. So for the San Jose Sharks, obviously Sherwood is close, but he hasn't played yet. But it seems like he could get in. He could get in. That's what we've heard every game so far.
Or maybe he's just lazy. We don't know.
maybe. So I'm assuming that is what we will continue to hear until he actually gets into the lineup. Ty Dellandrea is still week to week. I'll do the Barracuda now. It doesn't really matter. Cardwell, Musty, both week to week. Cardwell sooner than Musty, although Thompson was week to week last week and then played this week. So I don't, Teal Curtain. Grain of salt, man.
There was a at TechCU yesterday morning. We had took part in a Jersey Expo, and early, and oh my God. Whoever put the timeline together for this, can we talk for the next time you decide to do one of these? Because I was up at like 4:30 in the morning to prep for this, to load in at like 6.
Oh my goodness.
For an 8 o'clock start. And anyway, but about, I don't know, 8:30-ish, whatever, somewhere in there. Cardwell and Musty were already on the ice.
Okay.
So at least that, hey, better to see them on the ice than not.
Than not on the ice, correct.
Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah, I don't know. This is just Nick. Obviously, this is what Nick Nollenberger tells us before the game, and we have to take take their word for it.
He's not known as a bullshitter. Come on.
It's just not. It's not. I mean, he's giving us the information that he's given. But I just think it's hilarious that a week ago, that Jack Thompson was a week to week, and then ends up playing this weekend. So it just,
I love it when those happen.
like, I don't know, man. I don't know what we're doing. Let's get the stock up, stock down. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, the goaltending is stock up this week for me. Despite the record, Alex Nedeljkovic did everything but score a goal in that game in Calgary. I thought Askarov was fantastic in the Vancouver game. He was really good in the Edmonton game, let down by bad coaching decisions. And I'm not going to let the team in front of him off the hook either, because they obviously they deserve some blame here. It was a game where they got sloppier as the game went on, and you can't do that against the Edmonton Oilers. I'm sorry, that just doesn't work in this league. Works against Vancouver, works against the New York Rangers, does not work against the Edmonton Oilers, won't work against Vegas, won't work against Dallas, won't work against Colorado. I mean, there's a lot of teams where that shit just wouldn't fly, and I'm glad the Sharks finally had to bite them in the ass, as much as that game pissed me off.
Stock up for me. I got a lot of names this week.
Okay.
Colin Graff at the top, tied for fourth in goals at 15, third in points at 30 this season. One of the 6 Sharks with 30 or more points over the year. Yeah. Tied for second on the club in goal, despite how many different lines he's been with this year.
He's like a Swiss Army knife. I love Colin Graff.
And you know what? You can always find space for a Swiss Army knife.
Yep.
Over the last 5 games, Graff is the only forward with a positive plus minus. That, to me, says a little something, something.
Yeah.
Michael Misa, 5 games played. He's got a goal with 4 points. He's shooting at 20%. Now, would we like to see him a little bit better in the circle? Because 43%? Yeah.
Faceoffs are hard.
Yeah, faceoffs are hard. But I'm sorry, how old is this guy again? 18?
18.
Yeah, so I think he'll get there. Either way, it's 20. I will take the 20% shooting percentage.
Yeah, he's the thing. Like, Michael Misa, like, obviously, like, hasn't lit the world on fire with points, but, like, there's so many. Like, if you just watch him play, you can see the.
He's going to be a slow burn.
So good.
He's going to be a slow burn. The fact that I'm seeing Rangers fans like coming up talking about trying to get Schneider. And the guy that they keep focusing on in a trade situation is Misa. Yeah, that was my reaction as well. But
funny.
They seem super focused on Misa, and I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Chance.
Now, especially when we got Pole Camp in the fucking anyway.
Not a chance. Like, it's the same thing, right? I mean, look at, and we did this when it was Timo Meyer's turn to get traded, and we're like, oh, Simon Nemec is coming to the Sharks, and like that. Like, every fan base does it, so it's I
played
get
that game.
But it is hilarious that, like, Michael Misa, there's no way, like,
dude,
you maybe for Adam Fox, but
was it second overall, right? Yeah. Fuck out of here. All right. Will Smith, stock up, sir. You're like a point per game since returning from injury. Have not lost a step. Cheers to you, sir. You already mentioned the goalies, Askarov, Askey, my man. Mm-hmm. Last 3 games, 1-1-1 with an .882 save percentage, 301 goals against. Yeah, those numbers, they were a lot better before the Oilers went 6-on-5. Either way, you're trending up, my man, and that's what we like to see.
Mm-hmm.
Ned, last 3 games, 2-1, but a .953 save percentage, 1.69 goals against, and it took Calgary a 5-on-3 to get one by you, or those numbers would be even better. So, my man, Ned, I think you earned that start against Colorado this week. And stock up Klingberg and Skinner, because your trade protections have expired.
I was going to say, how are they? But okay, yeah, that's fair. No more trade protection. I dig it.
Yeah, none of that horse shit. Get the hell out of here. I will tell you, over the last 2 games, man, there were some times where I was seeing Klingberg get pile on, and I'm just can we just end it? Like, it tried to be what is the term? Do we have a mitzvah? Right, a Jewish term for like trying to do like something good, and hope it bears fruit or whatever. And I feel like Klingberg was a Sharks mitzvah that just has not worked out.
Nope.
And so and now that it's February 1st, fuck out.
Get out of here. Yeah, Dan, we're just chiming in on the face-off thing. Keep in mind, Celebrini's face-off rate as a rookie was around 48%, and that was insanely high for an 18-year-old. Yeah, 100%. Stock down, Ryan Warsofsky, man.
I mean, just go off, dude.
I mean, again, I don't want to like completely rehash it. Obviously, I think he mismanaged the end of the Oilers game. I think that the fourth line played way too much against the Flames, especially down by a goal. Sometimes I just don't know what we're doing anymore. I think the Ryan Reeves in the lineup all the time while we send guys away on waivers and it make sense. I can't. And that's not to say like I don't think like Ryan Rosowski's like been an absolute terrible coach this year. I think that he's got shit to learn, obviously, but there's some things that just drive me crazy. And obviously when they result in frustrating outcomes like the last two games, it just kind of bubbles to the surface more where I'm like, fuck that guy a little more than I am usually.
Well, you know what? Let me ask you a question. I'm trying to, sometimes the memory goes a little, previous coach, Quinn, right?
Yes.
Wasn't like one of the big knocks on him was that he didn't understand or didn't know how to properly develop younger guys?
So
wasn't that like a big knock?
Rangers fans would tell you that is the case, although I just don't think they had much in the cupboard to begin with.
Okay, and that fair point. So, was there any type of a knock on Warsofsky over this?
I think the big knock on Warsofsky was he was just a part of the previous coaching staff, right? And obviously, it's a coaching staff where they lost a lot of games because the team was objectively terrible,
horrible. But part of the previous coaching staff,
but people like
also shall we say? Let me try the diplomatic approach to this. Shall we say a youthful coach?
Oh yeah, he's the youngest coach in the NHL, and
so
for a long time was thought of like when people were talking about like coaches that were going to break into the league and probably have success. Ryan Warsofsky was on the top of that list for a long time as like one of the best coaches not coaching in the NHL. So,
so I have 2 points.
Yep.
First off, it's like, okay, so he's going to learn because he's a younger guy. I think he's like, was Marc-Edouard Vlasic older than him?
Yeah.
Or Couture? One of those two. Like, they might have been like within like a year of each other.
I'm sure I'm sure all the vets were Ryan Rosofsky. Ryan Rosofsky's like 30 something years old. He's 38 years old, man.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying, dude. What's
Vlasic, and to this point too, right? Like he coached Team USA to a world championship. Like there's a coach there. I don't think there's not a coach there. I think there's a coach there. Like, does he do things? But he does a lot of things that you get mad at a lot of NHL coaches.
But hey, you know what, Lisa? Let's see the Sharks have the same amount of talent that USA had.
Well, the USA in the Worlds isn't like, it's a good team. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like it's an Olympic or a Four Nations.
Yeah,
US
but you get what I'm saying.
No,
like,
sure.
In comparison. But so
yeah, Couture's younger. All right, fair enough. Yeah.
So my other thing is I'm wondering. So this is Warsaw's second season, right?
Yes.
So it does make me wonder, like, not to say that he hasn't earned something for but I'm wondering, because that's the one thing when it comes, and this is the thing that is very annoying. When it comes to coaching, we never hear the length. We hear the term, or not the term. We hear the price, but we never hear the term. So we don't know if Warsaw got a 3-year deal, a 4-year deal, a 5-year deal.
I think it's a 3.
Okay, so I mean, and here's the
thing
point.
Is, though, the one
last year was so objectively horrible.
Yeah,
this year was such an amazing step forward that honestly, if they don't go to the playoffs next year, for whatever reason, I think they will.
If their
But
PDO
let's
falls
just
back to earth.
say if they take a step backward for whatever reason and don't make the playoffs next year, there's no fucking way he doesn't get a pink slip.
Yeah, that's probably fair, right? Like, I think he's going to have a little more rope based on, but the thing is, the one thing is like, and maybe it's just recency bias here, but it feels like a lot of these teams that have like gone into the mud, and they've gone with the younger, fresh-faced coach and whatever, right? And then you look at a team like Detroit, where it's like they bring in Todd McClellan and now they're good. You look at a team like Anaheim, who has been through it, and they bring in Quenneville, and they're, you know what I mean? And so it's like, and again, that's probably recency bias, but like it is something to kind of keep an eye on, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. It. So again, it's like put a pin in that one. Let's see how that plays out over the next season. I'm definitely going to be interested to see how that factors in.
Anything else for Stockdown for you?
Did I mention Orlov?
I don't know if you got.
I don't think I did. 5 games played, no points.
Mm-hmm.
You're 4th in time on ice, and you've had some massive turnovers as of late. My dude. Because for a while there, he was part of the quote-unquote top pair.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're 4th in time on ice. It's clear just based on the numbers, coaching staff is kind of looking at you going, what are you doing, my dude? We need to, Eric Polkamp is about to graduate. No, I'm kidding. He's
I think I think with Orlov, I mean, the problem is that is his game. He is very high risk, high reward, but not on like he's not like on a, you're never going to confuse him for a
you
guy
ain't Eric Carlson.
He is not Eric Carlson. Eric Carlson, he is not. But it is a situation where, again, right? Like it's just, he plays a very high risk, high reward game, and I think he can help you offensively. We've seen him help offensively a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But like his defensive game is not that great. Like there's a reason why.
I feel like we're talking about Eric Carlson again.
Yeah, but there's a lot of defensemen in that mold.
All right.
And they look at, the Sharks, they're not getting much offense from their blue line at all.
No. When it gets there, that is the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Hot Wheels coming in for you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Face Off is stock down.
I mean, if you did the one place that in the Flames game, especially.
Well, I mentioned it. Yeah, I mentioned it earlier as well. It was just like, when you looked at that, it was, you talked about it in the Flames game. I mentioned it. Which one was the, it was the game that they won against Vancouver, where Wenberg was 1 for 11 to start. When was the last time you saw that?
Yeah. They got crushed, especially against Calgary. I think Macklin was 47%, 46%, 46.7, sorry. Wenberg 40.9, Misa 20%. Zach Ostapchuk for the first line, though, 75% of his faceoffs. He took you one.
Dude, all of a sudden, like
first line, Zach Ostapchuk. Here we go.
Yeah. Stoppy trying to take Wenberg's fucking place.
Silliness. All right. Which leads us to Vinny Iorio getting put on waivers. He gets claimed by the New York Rangers.
Previous team, yes?
No, he was on the Capitals previously.
Oh, okay. I remember there was a lot of talk about the Capitals wanting to try to get him back.
Yeah, they probably would have put in a claim for him and hoped that they were the only, because if they claimed him and they were the only team putting a claim, they could send him to their AHL team.
Yeah, but the way the Rangers have been this year, they were like, what, 3rd on the list?
Well, yeah, exactly. There's that. And then when you look at the Rangers too, right? The Rangers are obvious sellers at this point. You're talking about guys like Artemi Panarin. You're talking about guys like Schneider. Like these are guys that are going out. So obviously they're probably going to want to bring in guys that can kind of backfill that spot. It's unfortunate to see Iorio get claimed in this situation, like where you kind of like you couldn't trade him for anything.
Yeah,
but like
I don't space.
I don't think like he's but I'm not super upset about it. Like, I think he's a guy. I don't think he had done anything where he was like for him to come in the situation that he was coming into, he had to make himself absolutely undeniable, and he didn't do that.
All right.
Because
Well,
with how many guys were on this blue line, right? Like, he had to make himself undeniable, and he
okay.
didn't do it.
I don't know how many people are with us right now live. Then God bless you if you are. And I'm not trying to like tell you to log off. I'm just telling you what is happening. Yeah, I'm just telling you what's happening on the Tweety.
Okay.
Evidently tonight is the outdoor game for Boston and Tampa. Yes.
Yes.
And evidently, not only was there a goalie fight. from the reports I'm seeing, it says the NHL filled the Sunday night football void with an outdoor game, and it's been one of the best games of the season. So, all right, can we make Sunday night hockey on NBC a thing once the AFC and NFC championships are over? Can we make that a thing? I would love that. Sunday night hockey, for February 1st till the playoffs. Let's make it a thing, guys. Talk me into it. All right. How about Ravensburgen, man?
Yeah, so Joshua Ravensburgen has committed to play at Michigan State University next season. So
water polo or
no, he's going to play hockey. I hope.
Oh, is that what Berg was asking? I don't know.
Yeah. Christian Kirsch, I thought he decommitted to come to the Barracuda next season. That apparently is not the case. He is also he is recommitted to playing at a university. He's going to go to Quinnipiac next year. So both Ravensburgen and Christian Kirsch are both going to be playing NCAA hockey next year, which I think is a great step in both of their development a little bit better. It'll be interesting to see how long they stay there, because both of those guys, Christian Kirsch is got to be like 20-ish at this point. And Ravensburgen was a D+1 draft. Like, we drafted him in his second draft year, so he's also an older goalie. So it'll be interesting to see how long both stay in university. But yeah,
that was the fourth different pronunciation I've heard of that university, by the way.
What is it? Is it supposed to that I fuck it up?
I've heard Quinnipiac.
Oh, is it? Maybe it is Quinnipiac.
I've heard no, but I've heard Quinnipiac. I've heard so many different. All I know is it's land of the political pole.
All right,
everybody, I hear about these Quinnipiac polls all the time.
Piac makes sense. I mean, it is Piac. Yeah, Quinnipiac.
Right.
All right.
So I'm just saying.
Okay. I will aspire to do better.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? All right, my man.
Yeah,
I haven't. Oh, dude. Everybody knows. Well, Jules knows. I have been
driving.
Graf
how to pronounce it. Yeah, good call.
What now?
Oh,
that's true. That's true. I have been driving this bus for 2.5 years. Oh my! But Sharks' 5th round pick in 2023. That's right, Denver junior defenseman Eric Polkamp bidding to become the first college hockey defenseman in 23 years to score 20 goals in a season. Let me just say, wouldn't it be awesome if the San Jose Sharks got the current version of Ray Bourque? Because I feel like Eric Polkamp could potentially be that guy.
That is some high
praise, right?
Praise, yeah.
But the dude has a fucking cannon for a shot. He will truck people. He's offensively gifted, but he also knows how to play some D.
Yeah.
Dude, I cannot wait to get this kid onto the San Jose Sharks. He is, to me, like, give me like the offensive weapon. It's not going to be Cagnoni, but I mean, dude, and is Dickinson a lefty or is he a righty?
Dickinson is a left shot D.
Okay, so I'm telling you, next year, okay, maybe next year is a little pie in the sky. 2 seasons from now, Dickinson and Polkamp as your top pair. Whoo! Come on now. I think that could be fun.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I I would caution with
Oh shit.
Polkamp is just his age at this point. Like
Well, he's
if he
23.
comes, he's 21.
What?
He's 21.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
So
Read
like
something
the
wrong.
thing is, so he's going to come, like if he comes to the NHL next year, which at this point you kind of hope he does. At this point,
God damn right. He's fucking earned it.
I get worried because like there's not a lot of development room left there. So he's got to come and like really hit the ground running, because like you're coming in already going to be 22 next season. Like I really like him, but I do like, I don't want to get like, I like the player a lot, and I don't want to say that I don't like the player a lot. I just think that some of the expectations for him may be a little high.
All right. Still, I'm just.
And that's just me, right? Like, again, I think,
and I
think he's going to be a good defenseman. I don't know if he's going to be the number one that everyone seems to think.
All right. And I see people saying, dude, he's not that good, AJ, and blah, blah. And I get it. It's fine. Let me have my moment.
I just caution on this, on the ceiling there. That's all. I'm not saying he's not a good player. I think he's a good player. I think he's going to be an NHL player. I just don't think the ceiling's as high as it.
Who's the guy? The TJU 4607. He's not Burns. Did I say put him at forward? No, Polkamp, defensive. And let me see. Alex, yes, I remember talking. Alex and I had a chat yesterday during the Jersey Expo, talking about trivia ideas for KNBR. And I got to tell you, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I sent myself an email that said KNBR trivia questions. I can't remember what they were because it was very quick. We'll get to it though. In just a minute.
Sleepy asking if he came at the end of the season, would he go straight to the NHL and play some games when he's done with Denver, or would he go straight to the Cuda? It'd be similar to what Cam Lund did last year. He would have to come and play on the Sharks to start the season, and then he could play wherever they wanted to him the following year.
Hey now.
All
right.
Apparently, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, are we going to talk about this Ferraro nonsense?
Yeah. Yes. Are we the Pucknologists? Yes, we are. Let's talk about this Ferraro nonsense.
From what I'm seeing, if I remember correctly, was it Sheng that first had this?
Probably.
I feel like it. I think it was. But if I'm incorrect, please somebody correct me. I don't want to. I don't want to speak out of school. Reports say that Ferraro wants term on his next deal. Show me a player who doesn't.
Right.
But evidently the report is Ferraro was recently offered a 2-year deal that he rejected.
Okay.
So my question to you, should the Sharks, and my question to the people watching, you can put your answer in now. Should the Sharks keep a Ferraro that will be 28 years old in September? And if so, over 4 by 4.5?
Absolutely not.
And
nope.
Okay, defend your work. Prove your work. Defend your thing.
I don't think that Mario Ferraro is a good enough defenseman to, in the prime of his career, to commit to him longer than to outside the prime of his career. He's not a good enough defenseman today. Like in the prime of his career, 2 years makes sense because you're getting 2 years of Ferraro in the prime, which I don't think too highly of. But I think if you can bolster the blue line and force him down the pairs, then it's fine. But with the way he's deployed, absolutely not.
Okay.
If you look at the problem with this blue line, he is part of the problem. He's not part of the solution.
Okay, I'm gonna counter. I think he blocks a hell of a lot of shots.
Because he can't get the puck out of his own zone.
Okay, but at least he's not putting it in his own net. But he blocks a hell of a lot of shots. Yeah. I think he's a decent penalty killer. He's got a motor that doesn't stop. And I get it. It's like this is a tiny little fraction of a percentage when it comes to writing the check, but he is good in the room. And again, I also look at the fact that, like, what else do the Sharks have right now? It's not a lot. So would I sign Ferraro if I'm Mike Greer? Do I want to go 4 years? No, of course not. 3 years, I think I might be talked into that, depending on what else is happening. I think my ceiling is 4 by 4.5, but I'm also saying that taking into account that the cap is going to go up.
Sure,
right.
100%.
So there's going to be,
yeah.
not to mention the fact that over the course of that time, you're going to lose some dead money because the fucking Erik Karlsson and Tomas Hertl, right? But I can respect your take that, is there somebody else that you can get Mario Ferraro value out of at a lower price point?
That's what I think. I think you could find another Mario Ferraro for younger, cheaper.
So if you're the GM, then your case is Ferraro will not be, if Greer knows what he's doing, Ferraro will not be a Shark come March 8th.
I don't know how you look at this blue line and want any of these guys back.
I mean, I don't mind Sam Dickinson.
No, well, Sam Dickinson, obviously, Sam Dickinson aside. Sam Dickinson aside, like, I don't know. You'd get maybe a hard
as a
time
Sharks fan, I would be pretty pissed off if 2 seasons from now that Dickinson isn't the only guy that is still on the team from now.
Yeah, no, like Dickinson is 100% a part of the future. Like, he stays. Obviously, he is not in my consideration of guys that are. He's staying.
I feel like the chat wants to come for you for forgetting for Dickinson.
No, I just thought that Dickinson would go without saying. Like, obviously, I want Dickinson to stay. Right. I don't know. I mean, I look at this, like, this blue line needs such a major overhaul, and I get it, man. Look at, like, if you look at the guys, like, the first Sharks game I went to live, me and Jen were actually looking at this, was in 2019, October of 2019. And the only 2 guys that are on the team now that were on the team then is Barclay Goodrow, who left and came back, and Mario Ferraro. That's it. Everyone else is gone. So, I mean, like, he's been here forever. He's been a good soldier through all of this bullshit, which...
And so maybe Greer is that guy that he's been previously, whether it was Burns or Karlsson or whoever, where he gets that guy to where he wants to be.
Yes, and remember, Sam Dickinson has no home. I just think that, like,
but
Mario, there's
value.
Nothing so special about Mario Ferraro that it makes sense to sign him for $5 million for any term.
And I'm with you on that, but I will tell you that in the times that I've spoken with Drew Remenda and you hear Drew on the cast, dude, he is such a huge Ferraro fan, and I get it. And maybe, I don't think that I would have a problem saying this to Remenda, and I don't think he would maybe push back if I said, hey, Drew, sometimes do you think that maybe you get a little too fan?
Austin saying Ferraro wasn't here. He was definitely here in the 1920 season, dude. I have a picture with him. I have photographic evidence that Mario Ferraro is.
Wasn't he drafted in 18?
He was here. He absolutely was here. I have a photo with him. It's legit.
Well, if I remember, wait a minute. Wait. No. If he was here in 19, it was the start of the 1920 season.
Correct, which is the season which I said it was October of 2019.
Oh, okay. I'm just being clear because I remember not just like a week ago or whatever, they were talking about that, like, Ferraro. How weird is it to say that this guy has been with the Sharks for this long and yet hasn't been in the playoffs? Mm-hmm. And so, of course, it would be, 1920.
Yeah.
All right.
I have photo proof.
All right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. I was really...
Photoshop? Yeah, I Photoshop myself into pictures of Sharks players all the time.
And of all the
You should see
people
the
in
shit me and Jumbo
2019,
get up to.
no. And all the people of 2019 to Photoshop yourself with, you chose Mario Ferraro.
You should see the shit me and Jumbo get up to.
Jesus. All right. I didn't want to do this.
All right, let's do this.
Give me my space, please. I have something to say, and it's going to take about, hopefully about 3 minutes. Might go longer. I cannot believe this is still a thing. But I'm ending it for myself tonight. I don't give a shit what happens after this. I'm done with this nonsense.
Okay.
Let me let you know. Earlier this week, Mr. Brody Brazil, tweeted out a lovely tweet. It was all, and I'm not saying that sarcastically. I know most people, anything I say, they're like, yeah, he's being an asshole. No, I'm not being sarcastic. It was a very nice tweet about don't gatekeep people from being a Sharks fan. If you run into somebody that is suddenly like, hey, it seems like the Sharks are doing all right. You know, what's going on? Like, you know, oh, well, fuck, you should have been here 3 years ago before Celebrini when we were the worst team in the fucking that's ever been heard of. Like, no. We're not talking about that. And I appreciate what Brody was trying to say is a totally fine tweet, sensible, reasonable, but clearly about fans. It wasn't about media outlets that have spent, let's say, the last 3 decades pretending that the Sharks were part of a local beer league. Okay? So in a desperate hope for engagement, at least that's the way I read it, some chief over there at KNBR named Copeland decided to tag me in Brody's beautiful tweet. I don't know. Maybe he tagged others too. We're not sure. Who knows? But let's be clear. All I have done is poke fun at painfully obvious bandwagoning. That's all it is. That's it. If KNBR wants to suddenly acknowledge that the Sharks exist only because they're good now, go for it. Do you. Go nuts. No one is stopping you. No gates. Wide open, buddy. But then 2 days later, after Brody's very nice tweet, I get tagged in another tweet because KNBR is now taking callers, which is, is that a new thing for them? I
don't know.
I don't know. I thought it was like 10 years since they did that with any regularity, but they are taking callers to debate. Not to actually talk about the Sharks, how they've performed in recent games, game performance, specific plays. No, they took callers to debate whether the Sharks bandwagon is open or closed.
Yeah, I heard. Okay, I saw this. Yeah.
That's appointment radio right there.
Oh my God.
Pulitzer level shit, if you ask me. But wait, there's more.
Okay.
On Friday, someone tagged me in another post from KNBR because the hosts during their live stream on social media were full on Sharks cosplay, dude. Jerseys, toques. What else? What? There was a toque, there was a hat, there was a jersey. I think there might have been a wristband, dude. Spirit Halloween starter pack, full blown, dude. That's not Phantom. That's performance art. So, I mean, dude, I wanted to like send them a comment on the video or a tweet or a text or something. Go, guys, relax. Giant season is just around the corner. You'll be okay. You'll be able to talk baseball. Pitchers and catchers report 2 weeks. You'll be fine. But hey, if KNBR manages to draw back some listeners that they've chased off when Don't Talk Sharks was a station policy, good for them. That's fine. By the way, did that policy end during the holiday break? Because like for 35 years, anyway. But let's stop pretending anybody's trying to gatekeep. No one's. Ian, let me ask you a question. Sure. If I said, you know what, Ian, you live in Canada. You can't be a Sharks fan. Would that have any impact whatsoever on you watching Sharks games?
No.
Okay, thank you. I've personally converted more Sharks fans than KNBR has taken Sharks callers since the inception of the team. When I was DJing in nightclubs during games, I made sure the Sharks were on if they were playing, and I never switched up my video until the final horn sounded. So let me say this very slowly. New fans are always welcome.
Yeah.
Almost all of them, with the exception of maybe those Will Max stalkers bringing their unhinged heated rivalry signs. You need to stop. But everyone else, welcome. Even you, Adam, sitting over there in KNBR in your cute little office, come on in. But don't pretend you didn't spend decades or work for a company that spent decades telling Sharks fans nobody cares whenever Sharks hockey was mentioned, okay? And as much as I remember Barbieri and Tolbert and Ramey giving the Sharks their flowers, I also have a ton of memories hearing nobody cares about the Sharks repeated as if it was the station mantra.
Yep.
So, yeah, you want to be welcome, KNBR employees, bring some fucking humility. Stop confusing accountability with gatekeeping. They are not the same thing. And
no, because I just think, like, again, right? Like, I don't care if someone wasn't here during the fucking absolute dog days of whatever. Like, if you weren't here for the super tank, like, that's fine. You're here now. Like, it's great. I mean, we're a social media platform. We like
it's great. But just acknowledge it. I think is like the biggest thing. So, like, again, accountability and gatekeeping are not synonymous.
Right.
No matter how badly you want them to be. So say it with me. When you try to do that, nobody cares. Yeah. And so last thing on this, and then I'm done. Okay. At one point, the chief tried to imply that I wanted an apology for all of the years that KNBR ignored the Shark. I wanted a personal apology. And, you know, after careful consideration, you're fucking right, I do.
Yeah.
A full-on apology tour. I want pinned video on all your socials. Eye contact. Contrition. That's what I want. Acknowledging that ignoring a local team for 30-plus years was, in fact, a choice that you guys made. And so now when people throw that back in your face, you're going to sit there and clutch the pearls? Acting like nothing happened just makes your station look smaller, okay? And that's pretty impressive when you consider the current ratings. All right? Just kidding.
All right.
Maybe. But maybe. But let me end with this, and we can all move on. Fans begged you guys to stock a product for 3 decades, and now that you're finally selling it, you don't like how the fans are buying it. Miss me with that shit, okay? Move forward in good faith or continue to be performative dicks. It doesn't matter. The choice is yours. Nobody's gatekeeping either option. But if you're going to ghost the Sharks again in a couple weeks after pitchers and catchers report, don't cry if Sharks fans use you as a punching bag and a punchline again because you've earned that label. But here's the good news, my friends. The Sharks right now, Celebrini, Smith, Askarov, Polkamp, all those names we've been talking about, the Sharks are set to be on a fantastic run of success for at least the next calendar decade. And every team has their ebbs and flows, right? It's cyclical, it goes up and down. But the next inevitable downturn that the Sharks will unfortunately have, will be there when it happens, chances are KNBR isn't even going to be around. So, problem solved. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Just want to get something here quick. I want to get to Rob with the $2 super chat. Sorry, Rob, I didn't want to cut AJ off here. I wanted to let him get it all out of his system. Yes. It's $2 super chat. Kind of going back to our previous conversation. The Sharks need a proven, controllable D-man on the right. I agree. Those are unfortunately hard to come by in the NHL.
Well, I've loved since Greer has come in, there's been 1 or 2 questionable moves, and I'm like, maybe it's all part of the plan. Let's let it play out. I like what he's done with the forwards. I like what he's done in net. It's the blue line that concerns me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, same. Big same.
Now, you really want to have some fun. What if we got rid of the loser point?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
I would love to see that.
Well, I have
and
the
by
answer.
the way, just as a quick add-on, and I didn't send it to you because I didn't want to like go down the hole. But I do have. There was somebody who was generous enough on social media that texted KNBR about, hey, can you talk about the Sharks? And the guy who was hitting me up from KNBR now, talking about why are you complaining about us talking about the Sharks? He responded to this person 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. Literally said, nobody cares about the Sharks. Our ratings tank when we talk about the Sharks. Which, of course, begs the question, why the fuck are you talking about them now then?
Well,
but
yeah.
Anyway, let's get rid of the loser point and see what happens.
Let's get rid of the loser point, see what happens. So what happens is the Edmonton Oilers are still in the lead. They would have 64 points. The Anaheim Ducks would be in second with 59 points.
Fuck out of here.
The San Jose Sharks would be in third.
Fuck out of here.
I know. The Seattle Kraken, actually. Yeah, because like the Seattle Kraken would. Sorry, I have that wrong. This is their current points. This is the points. So the Edmonton Oilers would lose 8 points from what their current point total is, but they'd still be ahead of the division by 56 points. With 56 points, they would be tied with the Anaheim Ducks, who would lose 3 points to be at 56. The San Jose Sharks would have 54 points. They would only lose 4 points in the standings. The Seattle Kraken would be in fourth. They would have 52 points down from their 61, losing 9 points.
Have you even mentioned Vegas at this point?
The Vegas Golden Knights would be in fifth. They would lose 14 points and have 50 points on the season. The Los Angeles Kings would be in sixth with 46 points, losing 13 points of their own. And the Calgary Flames and the Vancouver Canucks would be still, ass. They would have 44 points and 36 points, and both would lose 6 points. However, I don't think that's the answer, and this doesn't help the Sharks, unfortunately. But the real answer is you go to a 3-2-1.
Okay, now have you run those numbers?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not kind.
But does it change nearly as significantly as this does?
So the Edmonton Oilers would have 21 regulation wins, so they would have 85 points. Now, obviously, the point inflation would be insane with a 3-2-1 system. This is why the league won't do it.
Whoever wins the division is going to be like 152 points.
Yeah, so they would already have 85 points, a change of 21 points from their current 64. The Vegas Golden Knights would be in second. They would have 82 points, an 18-point increase from their current 64 points. The Seattle Kraken would be in third.
So no changes.
They'd have 81 points, a change from 61, 20-point change from their 61 that they have currently. The Anaheim Ducks would be in fourth.
Positional change from where we're at now.
No, it did kind of, but it would, I don't know. It just, to me, it makes no sense how we invent an extra point. Like, a win's worth 2 points, but then you go to overtime and there's this magical third point that comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't. The loser point, you go 3-2-1.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, what we have now, what we've had for the last 20 years needs to fucking end. And they need to go 3-2-1, or they need to just go back to 2-0. Or 2 points for a win, 0 points for a loss. But they can continue with the 5-minute OT, shootout, of blah, blah, blah. But if you lose, you get nothing, and you like it. You don't get a loser point.
Yeah, the point inflation with a 3-2-1 is the only problem, which is why the league won't do it. Because the thing is, like, if you look at the standings, right, like they get a lot more gappy. And the reason the NHL likes a loser point, they like everything else, is because it gives you the illusion of being in the race longer than you actually are.
Oh, wasn't it like, 2-3 weeks ago? We were talking about how Seattle, LA, San Jose, and Anaheim were all at 51 points. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But see, that's the thing. On one hand, it's like Gary Bettmans and hockey NHL leagues of the world. Oh, well, that just, holds everything just a little tighter as he gets a little bit more eyeballs and everything like that. And the rest of us go, come on, stop delaying the inevitable.
Like we're finally starting to get some separation, like between the contenders and the pretenders. Now, if you look at the Western Conference, I think like it goes down to Nashville at 56 points, and then there's a drop between them and the Winnipeg Jets, 51, Chicago Blackhawks, 51. Now, the San Jose Sharks are currently in they're two seeds out of the wild card right now. But again, like we watched Anaheim fall out and we thought they were dead, and then they roared back in. This is why the Sharks, like as much as these games piss me off, like I'm not worried about them. Like they've been there all year, and if a team like Anaheim can go on the skid they have and then end up, being right back in it where they are, like the Sharks can lose a couple of games and be fine.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, where it's like if they change any way at all, they're going to change to a 3-2-1 system because it would still keep them somewhat close. But man, when you toss out that loser point right now, holy cannoli, do those standings change.
Oh yeah, again, like the Vegas Golden Knights fall out of the playoffs,
which of course you love to see it.
Yeah, which you do love to see it. It's true. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I look at the standings. They're not going to change it. Like the owners are the team the owners are the ones that would want to change it, and they're not going to want to change it. They like the idea of teams being in the race, appearing to be in the race when they're not in the race.
So what Ian's trying to say is the next time we bring this up is when they actually change it, which is never. Okay.
Never. They'll change it when they change the playoff format.
Please let that happen too. All right. It was announced this week that the Dallas Stars are going to host their second outdoor game since 2020. And who are they going to play? The Vegas Golden Knights, who will now appear in their third outdoor game since 2021.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who have a calendar and a calculator, that means that Vegas will have appeared in 3 outdoor games and Dallas will have hosted 2 outdoor games since the Sharks hosted and appeared in 1. My point being is, when can San Jose get another outdoor game? And I have the proposal. LA and the Sharks played in Santa Clara, if we're being technical, but played in the Sharks' backyard. Mm-hmm. Then LA and Anaheim played, if I remember correctly, I want to say it was Dodger Stadium. And so you have the Kings. So that means the Kings have not only played twice, but they also hosted once. Whereas Anaheim's played once, did not host. The Sharks played once, did host. Stands to reason the Anaheim Ducks should play the San Jose Sharks at Anaheim Stadium or somewhere very nearby. When can we make this happen? Will it be after Vegas has played in 2 more outdoor games, or what are we waiting on?
When they're both good, when they're both consistently good. Like I think if you look
2 years from now.
Yeah, because I think when you look at the one thing with the Vegas Golden Knights is they've always been a competitive team. The Dallas Stars have been one of the best teams in the Western Conference
feels like just forever. Being really bad for a really long time.
Yeah. So
that's
I think
incredible.
Those teams getting that kind of love it makes sense. It's a compelling matchup in my opinion. I don't like the Vegas Golden Knights, but I'm not going to deny that them and Dallas is a compelling matchup for 2 teams that are competitive in the Western Conference and have been for a long time. I think with the amount of Macklin Celebrini is obviously going to bring things to San Jose again. They're going to get San Jose back into this again because Macklin Celebrini is going to be one of the standard bearers for the league going forward. So it's going to make sense for him to start getting into these things. I think it's just an issue of they want, and you could say, okay, well, Ian, Chicago got to play some games when they were pretty putrid, and you're right. But Chicago's also a huge eyes. Television market. Exactly, right? Like the reason that Chicago is always in it is because they draw eyeballs. But I do think that with San Jose being competitive, they are going to get tapped to do some more of this stuff, because when they played the Kings at the 49ers stadium, like, they were a good team. They don't want to, like, they're not going to put all that money into an outdoor game
Hold
for
on.
a
If
team that's not
memory
good.
serves, you say the Sharks were a good team, yet if memory serves, that was the first time in like 10 years they actually missed the playoffs that season.
Sure. But there was a
ironic.
rivalry there, right? Like, it was a good rivalry. Like, it was
The year before they played each other in the playoffs.
right. Like, those, it was an absolutely compelling matchup. I just think that right now for the
And thank
Sharks,
God it was a close game.
yeah. I just think right now for the Sharks, like, you want a team that's obviously going to dry balls, which is important. But I think a lot of, every time, like, you listen to various podcasts, you're like, oh man, but like, when Macklin Celebrini's playing, I'm watching. And I just think as that continues, I think they're going to get more, because I think right now, like, you don't want to put a team in an outdoor game and just have them be embarrassingly bad either.
Oh,
right?
of course. No, nobody wants that. But, and I think I might've said this last week. I want people to get sick of the name Celebrini as I grew to be sick of the words McDavid and Crosby.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, I want that to happen. But my point being is that I'm not saying that Dallas and Vegas shouldn't be in an outdoor game because San Jose should be there.
Correct.
I'm just pointing out that it's like, this is Vegas's third outdoor game in 7 years.
Yeah.
And how many times have we seen on social media
I think the one thing
Vegas is doing great because the NHL is propping them up. And then you see this and you go, I don't believe in that conspiracy, but
no.
I can see why people would push it.
I don't know, man. Like, I think, like, they're a good team. I think I don't count
I'm surprised
Tahoe.
It's not Colorado, to be honest.
I
Colorado and Dallas had some amazing playoff history.
I don't count Tahoe though, because that was a weird pandemic.
No. I don't count that at all either.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, Colorado at Dallas for an outdoor game, I think would be great. You go back to what, like the early aughts. There were games between Colorado. It seemed like the big four. It was Colorado, Detroit, Dallas. Who am I missing? Colorado, Detroit, Dallas. I don't know. Well, those three were pretty big. I feel like I'm missing somebody, though. Colorado. There was a lot of back and forth between Colorado and Detroit. There was a lot of back and forth between Colorado and Dallas. I do feel like I'm missing somebody, but either way, like Colorado and Dallas, that would have been awesome. But and how many games has Colorado been in? They did the outdoor game in Tahoe, right?
Yes.
And then they also did, I believe they also hosted the Kings when the Kings had those silly silver lids for the first time. And Colorado had those silly apron jerseys. Those were horrible.
Speaking of the Colorado Avalanche, now it's my turn to fucking rant.
Yeah, go.
I cannot believe the audacity of the Colorado Avalanche to wear the Quebec Nordiques jerseys in Montreal. Like,
did they do that?
Yes.
Was it against Montreal?
Yes, in Montreal. They wore them in Montreal at the Bell Center. And Jesus, like, it would have
been fun to see them wear, like, against Boston, but
here's the problem. Like, they will do everything with the Nordiques, but give them a fucking team. Like, to me, and I have given the reasons. I have laid them all out why the NHL doesn't want to go to Quebec, and it isn't because they hate Gary Bettman does not hate Canada. He just knows that with the teams that are already here, there is nowhere in this country where you're not being serviced by a team. There's no TV. There's nowhere in the country where, like, oh man, like, I wish there's a hockey game on. No, if you're in Canada, there's a hockey game on somewhere with some team on it. You're serviced, right? And that's why he won't come here, and that's why he'll go to the States. But, like, it pisses me off at the same time, though, right? Because, like, I understand the reasons they won't go back to Quebec, but at the same time, you want to talk about fucking a city that has done everything that they were supposed to do. Build a world-class arena, Okay, they built the Videotron Center. They had the Quebec Ramparts of the QMJHL play in an NHL sized arena. Why? Because the NHL told them that, hey, if you have a building, you're more likely to get a team. And when it was time to put the bids in and Seattle didn't have their shit together, Quebec put a bid in. Of course, it was completely dismissed outright, and Vegas got to get their bid. And we all knew that when like it was for Vegas and Seattle. And it pisses me off. And then like you'll sell the Nordiques jerseys and you'll fucking wear them in fucking Montreal of all places, but you won't like it pisses me off, man. Like the disrespect to that city that they showed. It's just so fucking I don't know, man. It pisses me off. I think that I don't know why the NHL likes to spit in the face of fans in Quebec City as much as they do.
So to be clear, you don't have a problem when the Hurricanes whip out the whale shit.
No, because they're not doing it like there's no team in Connecticut as far as I know, so it's fine.
Yeah, but I'm just to be clear.
Yeah, no, I don't. I here's the thing: the Hartford Whalers, like, there's no owner in Hartford waiting for them to come back. They didn't build a new arena to try and lure the Hartford Whalers back. Like, it's a completely different situation. Like, the NHL as a league outgrew the city of Hartford. That's just the reality of it.
Sure.
And you know what, to be honest, they've probably outgrown Quebec too, but that didn't stop them from dragging them along and playing them, like just fucking leading them on over and over and over again. Like, Quebec City has done everything they were supposed to do to bring an NHL team back, other than be in a bigger city in a US TV market. That's the only thing they did wrong.
You want to know what I look forward to? I look forward to the day that we watch a Winnipeg Jets franchise go to play a game against the Nashville Predators in Nashville wearing Atlanta Thrashers jerseys.
Yeah, they don't even it's so hilarious.
Like, they don't even acknowledge that shit existed.
100% they don't.
When are we going to see the mammoth in Coyotes? Right? Can't wait for it.
It's like, I don't know. Like, again, I just think it's shitty to treat a market that's done everything you told them to do, other than move their city to a US television market. That's the only thing they haven't done. And I don't know how that would work. Donald Trump probably has some ideas on how that could work.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, you know there's another hockey team in San Jose, right?
There is. Yeah, let's get to that. Oh, fuck. Oh, the San Jose Barracuda actually had a really good week. If you wanted a good week of hockey, the San Jose Barracuda provided that. They had two games against the Calgary Wranglers where they outscored the Calgary Wranglers by a score of 12-3 in both games. The first one was a 5-1 victory over the Wranglers. The Barracuda put on 43 shots on goal to the Flames' 23rd. This had 2 power play goals out of 5 attempts, and they were perfect on the penalty kill. They got goals again. Like I was saying this last week, like the Barracuda continued to just get points from everybody, man. They get goals from Donovan Houle. Philip Beestead has his 12th of the season. Anthony Vincent has his 2nd. Cam Lund has his 8th, and newcomer Nolan Allen has his 3rd of the season. Laurent Brossoit was really good in this game. He made 22 of 23 saves. Jack Thompson returned. He looked good, thank God, because he's been out for a while, and he's a guy that I really like. Barracuda got off to kind of a slow start in this one, though, where the shots were even at 11 each, but they took over the game. Like, the second period, they came out flying. They scored 5 unanswered goals. And from the second period on, they outshot the Calgary Wranglers by a 31-12 margin, and easily Brossoit's best game on the Barracuda. So not a lot to go from that.
No, I'm just looking at some of the nonsense happening in the chat. Who do you think the Joe is in the Epstein files? Thornton.
That's it's no, I know who it is. It's
Joe Mama?
no, it's is it Joe Vitale maybe? I don't know. I don't want to get this wrong because like that's a horrible thing to say. Like if you're wrong, it's a horrible thing to say. Like, oh no, I got the lot wrong. I think it's Joe Vitale though, but I could be wrong.
All right. Did you get through both Wranglers games?
No,
Okay.
we got the first one down. The
Okay,
second,
well, hold on. Did you talk about the drop pass?
no, I didn't. Go ahead.
Holy fuck. Okay, so just to let you know, I wasn't able to watch that game because I was preparing for the Jersey Expo happening at TechCU literally the next morning. And when I got there, my buddy Jimmy, who is, like season ticket holder, him and his wife Kat are like fucking diehard Cuda fans. First thing I see him and it's like, I don't know, 6 a.m. at dead of morning. First thing he goes, did you watch the game? Did you see the drop pass? I'm like, what are you talking about? Bring up this the Barracuda feed that has the highlights. Oh my God. Worst drop pass. And who was it that said, oh, I'll take that and put it right in your net? Thank you.
I'm trying to remember which
Lund?
it was. I think it was Cam Lund. Yeah.
Yeah. It was just, oh. And then for those of you who've never seen the, what's the video or the animal, I should say, that is featured? Let me see this guy right here. When Allen finally scored, this guy.
Yeah.
It was as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, Allen scored. And to me, it's like now that you got that guy on the team, whoever is in charge of the Barracuda production, that shit needs to roll anytime he scores.
Yeah.
All right. How'd the second game go?
Second game, Barracuda equally good. This game was a little bit closer. The Calgary, it was closer in gameplay, not score, obviously. The Barracuda win 7-2 over the Wranglers on Saturday night. It was Cuda Mania. They had Rob Van Dam there signing autographs, I guess, and doing the opening face-off. That brought out a pretty good crowd. Rob Van Dam is wrestler. It was Cuda Mania.
If you say so.
They get goals from Hashe. Wallstrom gets his 12th of the season. Matthias Havelid gets his second of the season. Anthony Vincent scores.
Name I've not heard in forever.
Yes. Afanasiev gets his 7th. Cam Lund gets his 9th. And Philip Beestead adding a late one for his 13th of the season. Gabe Carrier. We haven't seen Gabe Carrier in a while. He comes in, plays, he has 22 saves on 24 shots, looked really good, which is nice because, again, like Bressois had been doing a lot of the playing of late. So it was nice to see Gabe Carrier back in net and see him have a good game. I don't know if Jakob Skarek is where he's hiding at this point.
It's just good to look at these numbers and it's like, oh, wait a minute. So Beestead, Vincent, Lund, score, all get goals in back-to-back games. And then it looks like, was it Vincent had, no, not Vincent, Haltonen? I don't know, I'm just looking on here and I'm seeing a lot of the same names.
Yeah.
Where it's like Beestead, like 2 goals and Beestead, 2 goals, 2 assists over that time. Man, it was, well, and I like your stock up. Where it was just like, how do you say stock down? There was 12 goals in 2 games, asshole.
Yeah, basically. In this game, yeah, Barracuda got an early lead, but the Wranglers kind of responded. They kind of hung with them, but then they kind of hung with them for a little bit. But then again, the Barracuda just kind of took over this game, scored a bunch of unanswered goals. It was fun. It was a really good weekend. I'm glad that a decent, like I said, decent crowd because of Cuda Mania, and those jerseys were horrid though.
Yeah, don't get me started. Well, let me ask you this, because yesterday was kind of a day if you were like a huge hockey fan, because like I said, the Jersey Expo started at 8, that ended at 1, which is when Sharks versus the Flames began. Yeah. Right, that goes to through almost 4, and I guess that gives you a little bit of a lull. And then Wranglers Cuda starts at 6, so an incredible amount of time. I want to ask you this because I'm seeing it in the chat. What about Cherney? And I see Sundeville said Cherney did have an assist yesterday.
He had an assist yesterday. Yeah, Cherney's been fine. He's so good. He drives play. He's the guy. Like, to me, like, if he stays down there for any period of time, like, as much as they have done things by committee down there, and you have to like the Barracuda are absolutely like, and I say this in a positive way, like, they are a team. They do, everyone. They're not like a bad, like, they're a team. Like, they get contributions from everyone. They don't need Chernyshov to like just do everything. Like, the Sharks need Celebrini to do everything. But like, he's looked great since he's gone down there. He's not, he's not sulking or anything. He's playing hard, like, because he knows that if guys get moved, he's going to be the first one back up, and he's not going to, so he's not like he went down there and started pouting. Like,
I think there was Sharks fans that were sulking that he went down.
Yeah.
I may have been one of them.
Yeah. I think he's looked great since he's gone down. He hasn't had to take over games, but he can take, like, he has that in him. Philip Beasted's a guy who I wonder, when you talk about guys that might, if the Sharks are interested in some of these names floating around, I do wonder if Philip Beasted's a guy they sell high on.
So is he basically, I mean, and forgive my ignorance when it comes to the Barracuda, I simply haven't had a lot of time, so I appreciate what you and Lacey and Jules and, paying attention to that. Is Beasted basically the top center for the team right now?
Yes.
Yeah, it does make you wonder if he is a piece. Like, do you think he would be a piece to go after Schneider?
That's what I do wonder, because I think, like, when they're throwing out names, like, when Rangers fans are throwing out names like Visa and fucking Chernyshov, and like, I just think, like, when you look at, like, I like Philip Beasted. Philip Beasted has quickly grown back on me this year, but I don't like, I still question the NHL upside of the player, right? Like, I do think if the Sharks are going to move a prospect, it's probably Philip Beasted, right? Because you can point to him and say, yeah, look how he's doing in the AHL, and he's, you know what I mean? Like, Philip Beasted's the kind of prospect that gets moved in these deals. Like, everyone always says, oh man, we're gonna get Risa, Chernyshov, and like, no, we got, like I said, I go back to the Timo Meier trade, and we're like, we're gonna sign Nemec, and it's gonna be great, and we got Shakir Mukhamadullin.
I've just been told that my eyebrows look like caterpillars. Thank you very much for that. Well, I guess incredibly nice compliment. Are there any plans for a Klingberg Trade Day celebration podcast? If I have to do it solo, I'm gonna fucking do it. It will happen. When it happens, it will happen. Yeah,
so and then Tia Curtin says, who on the Cuda gets moved for a D-man at the deadline? I do think, like, if the Sharks are going
Chernyshov, I don't care.
I think it's Philip Beasted, man. I think Philip Beasted's going to be the guy that the Sharks are going to dangle. Not because he's bad. I just think that when you look at what they have, Philip Beasted's the most expendable of it. He's going to be a bottom six forward in the NHL. Those guys are easy to find, easy to find cheap.
I don't know that Halttunen will ever make the big club, but I don't know that he's ever going to leave the Bay Area just simply because his nickname is Big Tuna. And how do you dump that in a market that has the Sharks and the Cuda?
Yeah, I think the other thing with Halttunen too is the draft pedigree isn't as high as like a guy like Philip Beasted, who's a former high first round pick, whatever. Halttunen's, I think, a fourth. Right. So I think when you're trying to like pry out bigger pieces, and they want a decent prospect. Like, I like Casper Halttunen, I do. But I just think, like, Philip Beasted to me makes a lot of sense. He's a former first round pick, which still kind of has, is he the Josh Norris? I don't think, but I don't think Philip Beasted turns into Josh Norris. If that makes sense.
All right.
Halttunen's 34th overall. I apologize. So maybe you could get off Casper Halttunen.
Well, shit happens. All right, I'm going to tell you, with the Cuda Mania thing, I mean, I guess the kids are going to like that. So, I've never been a fan of stage sports, but I will say those jerseys that they did.
Horrendous.
Horrible. Worst jerseys I've ever seen ever. Like when my buddy sent me a photo, he's like, dude, here's the jerseys they're going to auction. I'm like, and so what? Are they paying the fans to wear these? Is that what's happening? No.
I do like that the AHL, like they just get goofy, man. I do love that about like minor hockey.
I love that as well. That's my big jam when it comes to like minor level baseball. You know, like some of the team names are so. I mean, you think about like the Trash Pandas, right? The Savannah Bananas, like all the silly. I love it. I take it all in. I have Savannah Banana merch hanging in my closet. I love all that stuff, but good Lord, dude, the wrestling thing. I'm sorry. I'm just like, and I know Jerk is like a big wrestling guy. I think Lacey's a big wrestling guy. Yeah. I don't get it. I'll never get it.
I go in and out.
I don't. Yeah. The scripted sports thing is not for me, but hey, if it's your jam, fucking embrace it. Ride that wave, baby. But I will say, that is, I'm going to say those jerseys last night, that isn't a subjective thing. No, objectively, they were horrible. Those were just bad.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Stock up, stock down?
Stock up, stock down. Again, I think I'm going to go back to Gabe Carey. I think he hasn't played in a while because obviously they've given a lot of starts to Brissois coming in, trying to get used to the thing. But again, you know, after not playing for a bit, comes in, has a great game. And, you know, he's solid. Cam Lund is on a tear. He just keeps scoring after being quiet for a while. He's just been on an absolute tear, which is good to see. Again, you know, a lot of the other usual suspects too, but I do like Cam Lund because he's kind of caught up now after being a little bit quiet for a stretch. Stock down. How do you stock down a team that won that beat another team by a combined score of 12 goals there?
But stock down. Whoever designed those jerseys.
Whoever designed those jerseys, stock down.
And Zombie saying no need to hate wrestling. Again, I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying it's not for me.
12-3, sorry.
But if it's your jam, rock on.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure that I listened to some music, but people would go, oh my God, AJ, how can you listen to that shit? And there's other people that would just be like, dude, AJ listens to the best music. And it you know, it's all that type of shit is subjective. That being said, those jerseys, it's not subjective. They were just bad.
They were just bad. Yeah, they're pretty terrible. Which brings us to the schedule this week. This is the last week before the Olympic break.
See ya. What the hell are we going to do? Are we going to, well, when I say we, I don't mean you and I directly, but like Teal Town at large. Is there going to be some coverage when it comes to the Olympic Games?
Yeah, probably. I would assume so. I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody yet, but I generally am game for whatever nonsense we get up to keep stuff on the channel. So
I was going to say, I feel like there's certain people on our channel that are like, whether it's you or Puck Guy or Jules or Lacey, there's going to be some people that are like, I really want to talk about this fucking Finland-Germany game or whatever. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I haven't asked what the plans are. I'm just going to show up randomly and like I normally do. I'll just be like, hey, I'm here.
And even if it's just like a nightly, 20, 25 minutes of here are the games. And well, let's be honest. U.S. didn't play. Canada didn't play. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. We're going to be back next Sunday. Yes or no? We never.
You will be back next Sunday. I in fact, will be at a significant football game.
Okay. That sounds good. So I will.
That's what I'm told.
I will wrangle the Puck Guy.
You'll have to wrangle the Puck Guy, bring in the Jules, whatever you need to do. Fun.
Yeah. Okay. So there'll definitely be a Pucknologist next Sunday. Then obviously, while the Sharks are not playing, we will go on hiatus, and then I'll be there.
But see, I still feel like there's going to be a lot to talk about next Sunday because, sure, 2 games, but again, we got to find out where Skinner and Klingberg are now.
True enough. Jules is right. Jules will bully me to do a stream. That's generally how this works. So the Sharks games this week, tomorrow they will play the Chicago Blackhawks. Tomorrow being Monday, if you're listening to this after the fact. We do record this on a Sunday. And then on Wednesday, they play the Colorado Avalanche. Colorado's had a little bit of a bumpy road lately,
They
but
have.
I don't know, man.
But and wasn't it really early in the season that the Sharks beat Colorado?
In overtime, yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to say, I feel like it's, and Colorado has had, like, they haven't even hit double digits in the loss column.
I know.
So the fact that the Sharks are one of those, I think, is a little bit of a, hopefully the Sharks take that as a little bit of a confidence booster. And that's like, hey, bitches, we've done this once, like shit can happen again. Chicago, I'm worried, and it's weird to say this because on one hand I'm like, maybe it's a good thing. On the other hand, it's a bad thing. But what I'm going to say is I don't want the Sharks to overlook Chicago.
Same. Oh no, they after the game they played against Calgary, they better come out and have a really good effort tomorrow.
Yeah. But you get what I'm saying. Like, it's like I don't want them to look at Chicago as a speed bump to get to Colorado. Don't save it up during Colorado so you can we want to beat the best team in the league and then sit on our asses for 3 weeks on this victory. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to see a good bounce back against Chicago. I just want to see a good effort against Colorado. Look, if they don't beat Colorado, that's fine. But they need to play Chicago like they are the Colorado Avalanche.
Yes. Oh, that is a great way to describe that. I love that. Now,
that's how
do you want to see Ryan Reeves in either of those games?
No.
Okay,
absolutely not.
Do you want to see Sherwood in both of those games?
If he's healthy and good to go, yeah.
Fucking A, roll him out, baby.
About time. Yeah, so they're those games, and that'll get them into the break. I think that the other thing too is I just want to see them finish strong. They've been on the road forever. I know they came home for the one game against the Rangers, but I feel like they've been on the road for a year and a half.
Yeah, because it was 4 away or whatever. Then they have one home game and then 4 away or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. And it looks like, I wonder if that's part of a factor of how things have kind of gone a little bit lately too.
Solid take. I would agree with that. But it was very much, 9 of 10 were away from SAP, and which is really bizarre when you think about it because, so last night was it wasn't even last night. It was afternoon with Calgary, but it was the week before, and that was a Friday against the Rangers. And then you run it down. Let me see: 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, 5 week, 6 weeks away from SAP. Well, okay, 5 because I see it on here. First, what is it? Calgary Flames at San Jose on February 26th.
Yeah.
Now, looking at that, if that is not a response game, both of those. Now, here's how funny how the scheduling quirks work is we saw what happened this past week against Edmonton, where the Sharks, if we're being honest, had the win in their back pocket and pissed it away. Then Calgary, I think you could argue a little bit of the same. I love that for whatever godforsaken reason, okay, they'll play Chicago, they'll play Colorado this week, blah, blah, blah. The first 2 games when they come back from the break, hosting Calgary, then hosting Edmonton. I want to see an answer in a big way.
Yeah. Yes. And then the games after that, they have to be good because I need to see a Sharks win in person.
Oh, that's right. You might show up and watch one of this shit too.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch 3 of them. I'm gonna watch Winnipeg, Montreal, and St. Louis. So.
Oh, I think I'm gonna be here for all of those 3 too.
John saying the record on the road of the last 10 games was great. Yeah, the reason why I brought up the fact that they've been on the road for a while is just because you get a lot less practice time on the road and stuff, and I do think that I do wonder, and again, just being away from home for an extended period of time is always kind of a drag, and I do wonder if
it really depends on who you're married to.
Yes, yeah. And for the San Jose Barracuda this week, it's Wednesday night. They will be at TechCU, but it will not be the San Diego Gulls. It'll be the Coachella Valley Firebirds.
Holy cannoli.
And then they will play the Vancouver Canucks farm team. What are the Vancouver Canucks farm team? Abbotsford Canucks. They will play those guys in Abbotsford both Friday and Saturday to finish out the week.
So this is the thing that I want to see for the Sharks. When they come back from that Olympic break, they are going to play 6 straight at home.
Correct.
So I want to see some, what is it? What is it? Morris Day from Purple Rain. It was like, I want to see some asses wiggling. I want some perfection. That's what I want. And what is it? They play Canadian teams 4 in a row: Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Montreal.
Yeah.
And you're going to be here for 2 of them, right? Winnipeg and Montreal?
Winnipeg, Montreal, St. Louis.
There you go. So let's make it happen, Captain. 6 straight at home. Use that to your benefit. But man, this is really fun looking at the schedule where it's like 6 straight at home, 5 away, 2 home, 3 away. And then I see 1, and then you got to kick over to end out the season. Holy shit. All right. So to start March 30th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 straight at home, then 1 away to Anaheim, which are we really counting that as an away game? And then back home with Vancouver. So, I mean, the schedule, the teams that they're playing, you look at Toronto, Nashville, Colorado, Vancouver, and all of those games were at home. The schedule is set up for the Sharks to make the playoffs. And so, my friend, Ian Reed, I think you've been asked this question. I don't know how many times I'm going to ask it to you again.
Yeah.
Are the Sharks making the playoffs this year?
Yes, I believe they are.
There you go.
I think that, when you look at the standings, they're right there, even with the 2 games where they did not look good. The goal differential, it's not great, but look at the other teams that are going to make it in. Same shit. So I don't do I think the Sharks are going to do anything when they get there? Probably not. They're going to finish in the second wild card and get absolutely smashed by Colorado.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you going to do? But wouldn't it be interesting if they at least took Colorado to 6 or 7?
Oh, it'd be great. And that's what you want, right? You want
that's something that the team can build on the following year. That we took this team that has literally run away with the President's Trophy, and we put them close to the brink. We didn't get dog walked in 4.
So Sharks last saying this is going to come back to the Ian factor, and they will decide if we ever let me back into the United States ever again. my whole ability to enter the United States is apparently based on the Sharks. Also asking, am I bringing a variety of Sharks? I am not bringing any because I have and there's a reason for that. I don't
tariffs.
No, not even that. I don't have a current. I don't have one of their current jerseys, so I'm picking up one of those when I get down there. Puck Guy already picked me up the throwback, second generation throwback.
Nice.
I have one of those waiting for me down there. Lacey has a couple of Barracuda jerseys for me down there that I'm going to come and immediately empty.
What size are you wearing? Number or actual letters?
I think like 52 is what I normally wear. So
52 and what's letters? Like large?
Yeah.
Okay, so if anybody wants to donate to the prize, don't 52 or large.
It's fine. I can get my own jerseys. It's okay.
No. I'm not saying that you can't get your own jerseys. I'm just saying if people want to clean out their closets.
Yeah. No. So I'm gonna.
You're bringing an empty suitcase with you, right?
Yeah.
To take shit back home.
There's gonna be stuff bringing back home. Yeah.
All right, and I'm just saying if
we all chipped in and got you a Letty jersey. Oh, you're so kind.
And I'm just saying if your wife is coming with, yes.
Mhm.
Okay, if she
Yep.
has like a small bag of some sort that knows how to fit coffee crisp and Smarties correctly,
we've got a box of like a 50 snack size of
that's the fucking thing I needed to hear, baby.
some stuff there too. Yeah, I'm super excited to come down and hang out with all y'all.
All right. Well,
It's gonna be
see,
good.
I'm looking at when the fuck did Seattle go to a 4-game winning streak?
Yeah, right. In Seattle too, like that's the team like where I'm kind of like circled as like who the Sharks are gonna pound to get out, because Seattle, regardless of if you look at strength of schedule, if you are a believer in such things, Seattle has one of the toughest schedule remaining. Like of the teams that the Sharks are trying to fight with to get into the playoffs, Seattle has like one of the toughest schedules left in the league.
Ooh, see, so it's stuff like that. So we're gonna see what happens. That's my thing.
Baked
That
with edibles, yeah, not the drug kind, because you cannot bring those across the border.
No. But I want to, after all of this shit is said and done, like come April, whatever it is, 8th or whatever.
Yes.
I think I want to do a podcast with you where we go back and we listen to what we thought the Pacific Division was going to be.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Because I don't know that we were that far off with Edmonton and Vegas. I think I might have been off with Anaheim. I think you might have been off with Vancouver.
Yeah, I thought Vancouver would have a little bit. Like I didn't think they'd be good, but I thought they would bounce back a little with the drama being gone, right?
They're not going to be good, but they weren't going to be this fucking
They weren't going to
bad.
be. I didn't think they'd be this bad.
All right, man, wrap it up.
Yes. Okay. So anything else? I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything here.
It's going to be you and somebody else next week. It's all
Yes,
good.
me and somebody else next week. I did want to ask this question. Sun Devil here. Does making the playoffs meaningfully hurt our ability to acquire D? I think that yes, but no. Like it obviously.
Can I say it? I think it depends on the age of the D.
Yeah, like are they gonna? There's some really like if you're looking at the top of the draft where some people thought the Sharks would be drafting this year, like there's some really nice potential D-men that are there, and obviously the Sharks are not going to get there. I just think that unless if the Sharks have this monumental collapse where they just drop like a rock down the standings, they might as well make the playoffs at this point, because yeah, you're in the lottery, and yes, you could always win the lottery. We watched the Utah move up to second or whatever they did, right? So I mean, there's always lottery ball luck, but I just think that the Sharks are going to finish so high that they might as well just make the fucking playoffs at this point.
And I just want to say this right now because I want to get it on record.
Mm-hmm.
And Eric, Puck Guy, are you still with us? Do me a favor. Consider clipping the next couple of minutes. And there's going to be 2 different clips, by the way.
Okay.
Clip number 1. And 3, 2, 1. We're right here at the end of our podcast, and I'm looking at the Tweety machine, and I see that one Mr. Brody Brazil is posting photos right now that says the last Sharks outdoor game. Macklin was 8 years old. And there's some amazing photos. There's Brody with Gary Bettman, and there's McClellan on the bench, and you can see the boys behind him with the Levi Stadium seats. You can see the tower of Levi Stadium with all the boys on the ice stretching and everything. My point being, I'm wondering if this is Brody giving a, not outright saying it, of course, because he can't. But I'm wondering if this is Brody kind of putting out a little something that he'll be able to go back to 6 months from now and go, yeah, that one, the day that I posted these photos, that's when I knew the Sharks were getting an outdoor game next year. So you can clip that if you want.
All right.
Yeah. On the other hand, if you want to talk about the Sharks, talk about the Sharks. Nobody's stopping you, Adam.
All right, let's get out of here. Of course, if you missed this and you want to watch this again, or you want to watch this on a audio or So I guess you wouldn't be watching, you'd be listening, but whatever. You know how this works. You can always find everything we do at tealtownusa.com. If you like this, if you'd prefer this in an audio format, we release an audio version of everything we do on anywhere you get your podcasts. We also go live all the time. And if you want to be notified when we go live, you can hit the bell. That'll tell you when we go live. When do we go live? We go live after every game. We go live when news breaks. And we are here every Sunday at 6 p.m.
And when news breaks, we hit the accelerator.
That's it. Absolutely. If you are not watching us live and you have a comment you want to leave, you can definitely leave a comment. I read them all. I respond when appropriate. And I do always appreciate the feedback. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. And if you are new here and you have not subscribed and you like the Sharks and you like what you've seen tonight, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It'd be pretty awesome. Aside from that, though,
I'm seeing in the chat from the Teal Curtain, says, AJ, you should take Ian to La Villa. And I like that he says in Willow Glen, as if I don't know where that is.
I don't know.
No, and I'm just fucking with you, Teal Curtain. I'm just fucking with you. No, dude, I don't know what the Italian food situation is in your neck of the woods, but I will say, I'm sorry?
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, it is a very Italian city.
Okay, well, I gotta tell you, we're gonna have to take you at some point, and as it gets closer, we are going to have to build. We're all going to have to join, whether it's myself and Jules and Lacey and Puck Guy. We're going to have to join each other on Discord and kind of develop some sort of a calendar or schedule that maybe it's one of those things where like you're here for like a week and it's like, okay, on Monday, Puck Guy is responsible for you, but on Tuesday, I'm responsible for you. And then on Wednesday, it's Lazy. But there's going to have to be some time that you have to experience for the full San Jose, quote unquote, experience. There are 3 things food wise you have to experience.
Okay.
But what's funny is all of those experiences are probably like San Jose's pathetic attempt to replicate a Canadian experience. I think it's good. It's La Villa. You have to have the Ravs from La Villa.
Yeah.
You're going to have the the smoked Canadian meat at the game from Augie's.
Okay.
And then, oh my God, what's the third one? I know there's a third one.
People are saying Levix in the.
Well, okay. I see. I feel like Levix is overrated. Okay, orange sauce, blah blah blah. There's that. But I would also say, for me, if I get a hold of you on one of those days, we're gonna spend some time in Little Italy.
Okay.
And Bebo's is like my favorite pizza place. I love Bebo's, but there's a lot of other shit going on in that area. And of course, we'll also. Do you enjoy beer at all?
I don't drink.
Oh, you don't drink. No. How about the wife?
No, not really.
Really? Like wine? Not even like Riesling or rosé, not wines or.
She'd drink wine. Yeah, she'd drink wine for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, see, the Littlest Little Italy has a pretty decent wine selection. So we like she like cabs and Merlots, or is she more of a like Pinot Gris and
I don't
like?
know, man. I don't drink.
You're married to the woman.
I know.
Does she drink white or red, man?
Pinot Grigio is what she said.
Okay, white. All right, she likes a sparkling white. We're down, and more of a sweet taste or more of a bitter.
Sweet or bitter?
Bitter. I barely knew her.
Sweet.
Okay, so rosé. Got it. Love it. We got you.
All right. Yeah, I'm really excited to come down and hang with all of you guys.
Oh, dude, this shit, dude. You will have a sip of a Pliny. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be polite.
No, that's going to be the funny thing. Hey, Ian, try our Canadian version of California cuisine.
I saw someone saying In-N-Out. That's me the first fucking place I go, guy. In-N-Out. Man.
You get
Miss In-N-Out so much.
Yeah. Oh, double animal style. I mean, it's on you, but
I miss In-N-Out, man.
You got to grab that double.
Oh,
what about Togos?
Yeah, I'll try it.
Try. Oh, okay. Hockey Jerk. I know you're not listening. You need to ask Hockey Jerk and say, if I go to Togos, what do I get? And I will tell you right now, he's going to say a number 7, which he has got a fucking Jones for the Togos roast beef.
Yes, Ruben is going to leave San Jose at 20 extra pounds, and it ain't going to be in my luggage. All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah, man.
Look at again. Thanks for everyone being here. I know there's a couple questions I didn't get to. I apologize.
That's why we have Twitter.
That's where, hit me up on Twitter. I'll answer all your questions. And we will be back next week, and then we will go from after next week. Next Sunday, we'll figure out what we're doing as far as Olympic coverage goes and everything else, because those games are on the other side of the world, which means they're going to be on at dumb times for hockey.
And I will tell, just to say what Jules is saying, and then we get out. Ian has to try a chum bucket. No, you do not. Just do yourself a favor. Okay. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
It is literally a bucket of sugar.
Oh, I'm diabetic. What are we doing?
See? Yeah, don't do it.
All right, guys. I appreciate everyone being here. Thanks for being here. Again, do all the YouTube stuff, and we will see you on the next one.